sure you can't hear the title of the assistant manager yet?
All participants are now in interactive talk mode.
Okay, everyone is unmuted, so you may want to mute your device. We are going to go ahead and get started. So I got a couple of shout-outs for myself here as I'm looking through the names of everyone we have on. A couple are standing out to me. I have a 100% participation. Now, I don't know who that is, but I absolutely love the name. And I have a ready for orange in RHL. You guys are awesome and taking some of our summit information back and putting that into action, which is great because we want to keep that focus going as we are back into our stores. So everyone is unmuted. So what I do need to hear from everyone, just like we did last week at Summit, I need to hear who's out there. So let's start with the Central Cary Klein region. Please give me some shout-outs. Who's out there this morning?
Danville's here.
Rothschild's here.
Savoy's here.
Rothschild's now in Central. Woo! Hey, any kind of hooting and hollering you guys want to do too, go ahead. Go for it. You don't have to. We're not doing a roll call. Have fun. Anybody else? Going once? Going twice?
Yeah, it was here. HM is here.
I see it, Jen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
That was a good hoot and holler. All right. How about the Daphne region? Any shout-outs out there?
Mankato's here.
Hey, Mankato. What's up?
Guys.
Sorry, I was trying to get in there. This is Chris King from the Denver Drive.
Hello, Chris King. How are you doing?
Hey, doing good, doing good.
Fantastic. Anybody else in the Daphne region?
Good
morning, Brent Deal.
I didn't hear those, but good morning. Let's move to Chicago.
Hey, Brent Deal. Before we jump out of the Daphne region, it is Daphne's birthday today. Also, everybody.
Oh, nice! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Daphne! Happy birthday, Daphne!
Happy birthday, Daphne!
Make sure you get her Kit Kats.
All right, where's my Chicago/Wisconsin region? Woo! That's what I'm talking about. I was waiting all morning for that. You guys are all ready to roll now. Okay, so let's get into it. Jump call, obviously we didn't have it last week. We had our summit in Chicago, which was absolutely amazing. I want to thank everyone, again, all of our management and on up for taking time away from your stores and being there and really having fantastic participation. Again, the feedback that we got from whether it's AT&T or the vendors, I mean, just all around, participation was absolutely fantastic. And I want to say thank you again, and it was great. It was great to do. A lot of work put into it, but we're going to get so much out of it. Also do want to say welcome, Southern Indiana. We now have our stores that opened October 1st. Is any Indiana stores out there by chance?
Brazil is here.
Brazil is here. Look at that. The first jump call for an Indiana. Nice. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the call. Thanks for making it on.
Thank you.
Anyone else? That's good. Hey, sorry you guys couldn't make. I know it was really kind of last minute getting you guys to Summit. It was amazing. You guys will hear all about it from your fearless leader, Darnell Johnson. He was there in full form and taking good notes. So anyways, welcome everyone to the call. Let's get through a couple of things here. I want to just remind everyone, LJG Pad is 99 cents with purchase of any smartphone. That's not just an LG. That's any smartphone. That device is still 99 cents on a 2-year. Those should not stay in your stores. You guys should be blowing those things out on a daily basis. So make sure that everyone's on top of that. We are putting that offer out there. We're talking to our customers. We're giving them a reason to. Don't just, just because it's 99 cents. Obviously, there's a lot you can do with a tablet. An additional $100 off with purchase of iPhone for our iPads. That's through the end of the month and through the 16th. So we got 3 more days here for our Note 8, Tab 4, and our Tab 3 at 99 cents. So again, take full advantage of that. We should have, the next few days should be an absolute crushing tablet amount day. So keep those in mind. Know that the promos, know kind of when they're going through, and continue to blow those out the doors. A couple other extensions here on some accessories and iPhone trade-ins, carrying solutions, $100 bill credit for anyone switching over with a new smartphone, switching to AT&T as a postpaid activation, $100. That's a lot of money. Let's take advantage of that and make sure our customers know about that as well. That is a way to gain more business for yourselves. Incentive that ended yesterday. We had our double data battleship that ran from 10-2 to 10-12. So make sure that you get all of your shots fired in. I know managers were out in Summit last week, so make sure that you may need to go back and figure out who all has shots that they can take. Get those shots taken, get everything in, and then send in your results. I am going to put us back on a mute here.
All participants are now in listen-only mode.
Very good. There's a couple small noises out there. So Battleship has ended. What is still going on, though? $10 spiff for LG combos. So when you sell a G2 or G3 along with that G tablet, you get an extra $10. So yes, it's still 99 cents, but to get the $10 spiff, you couple that tablet along with an LG smartphone, and you make 10 extra. No, that's 10 every time. Sam Hall nods his head yes. He agrees. It is $10 every single time. So, quick thing on triangles here. As a reminder, info is coming to you Monday through Friday. We get the triangle information. We need to make sure that we are updating that as we get the information in. And again, you get that data typically Monday through Friday unless something's going on. Make sure we update those. We have our back rooms. Here's a reminder to make sure that we've got the back room whiteboards updated to have APC in there now. And you can see on my picture, I've actually have East Peoria's picture on there as well. Our new color to achieve, orange is the new green. All right, so now orange is what we're shooting for. So we're going to work on getting some extra orange stuff. I know I've got a couple of emails that I need to take a look at. There will be other things that we'll do with orange, and I'll get back to you guys really soon on that. And 100% participation. So it's not just for, taking that information that you get from your email and plugging it into the triangle. We need 100% participation. We need everyone on your teams to be on top of this, right? All sellers. You guys should each have your own individual triangle, and you want to make sure that you go for orange on all of those. Obviously, all of our stores, markets, regions, we need to have participation in as well, but on a selling aspect as well, go after those triangles. Here's a look at it on how you will see it when it comes from AT&T. Again, the accessory piece is added in there in that remote control for your life in the basic competency section. Obviously, our WTR, My ATT, is still on top, the most important. And a couple things to point out here is small business. We want to make a move on that. We'll continue to do more calls and have more information flowing back and forth on small business, but get in those leads. So one small business lead per person each week is what we're looking for, and really that's pretty simple. If you talk to 5 to 10 people on any given day, you've got 5 days in the week. You're talking to 25 to 50 people, depends on if it's a busy week or not, might be more. But just asking them about their daily lives. Remember that acronym, FORE, F-O-R-E. Starts with family. Talk about their family, and then the O. Right there, you're now at occupation. So what are they doing? Where do they work? What do they do for those works? What kind of phone is provided? What kind of, what does your company have for a solution, for a cellular solution, communication solution? Come up with some creative ways of asking and kind of getting into that conversation. But once you do, now again, if you get that lead, well, I work for a small business. I work at XYZ landscape company. Okay, well, what do they have for their communication needs? You know what? Would it be okay if I take your information? We'll see if we can get you set up and save you some money, get you set up with a better solution to help make the business run faster, more efficient. Get that lead, and then get that lead off to your district manager. And, of course, once you get that lead off and you get it to the right person, get it at least to your store manager and DM, then we'll get 8 or so other people that can help you work on that. There really is an average of, somewhere of 10 people that will help you work on small business deals on the back end and such. All you need to do is get the lead. We'll do the rest for you, right? I mean, we'll make it happen. We'll get it closed for you, and then it's going to come right back, and you're going to get compensation, right? So all you need is that lead. All the heavy lifting is done from a team that we have built. You get paid for it, just like you were doing it all yourself. So there's really no downside to that. So that's my section there on triangles. We do have a special guest. We have Michele Madigan on today, who's going to talk about percent protected. She is an expert in that field. And again, in Summit, we talked through, we had Ashurian there, so we had kind of the experts in, like, from their side of it. Now Michele Madigan she heads up kind of an expert team of percent protected for AT&T. So Michele, do I have you on here?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic, Michele. I'm on the cover slide here, so you just let me know when you're ready to go to the next slide.
All right, I certainly will. Thank you very much. So good morning, everybody. I would like to say thank you very much for letting me participate on your call today. We just, as Brett said, just came off the, several days of all of Midwest getting together and having their summit, which was absolutely outstanding. They did a really amazing job with it and brought a lot of information to your leaders, which will be shared with you hopefully all this week. One of the things that happened at the summit is my direct supervisor, Joe Napientek, and then his boss, Shelley Goodman, who is the VP for our region for Illinois, Wisconsin. But the biggie that came was Kelly King. He is the regional president for both Illinois, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. And he's a phenomenal speaker and just an outstanding individual. And he does not come to just any summit. He just doesn't come to any, manager meetings or anything like that. This was a first. He came to the meeting because he wanted to talk about how Midwest does such a fantastic job and how he's going to be growing with this agent. And that's, an example being Indiana. Welcome to the Indiana team, being part of Midwest. You're part of a phenomenal agent. So one of the things that Kelly talked about was participation and how important participation is for all of us and how it helps us with participation. And it is easier, if you think about rowing a boat, it's easier when several people are rowing than just one. And the idea is to get everybody in the boat rowing in the same direction and going the same way at the same time so that we can drive participation within our stores on all of our metrics, not just, percent protected. However, today we're going to talk about just percent protected. So we're going to talk first about numbers. And I want to give a shout out to Fergus Falls. Fergus Falls, I don't know, I think they're all on mute, so I can't hear you screeching and hollering. You are the #1 store for Midwest. You're at 82.6% for percent protected. That is outstanding. You're doing the right things for your customer. Just a phenomenal job. #2 store is one in Central Region, Danville at 80%. Congratulations, Danville. What a fantastic job you're doing. And then Shorewood, the first white space store for Midwest, they're at 69%. Excellent job. That's under Scott Gregory up here. And then East Peoria, the second white space store, they're at 68%. They're under Carey's region. And then Alexandra, they're at 67.4%. And that's under Daphne. And then Centralia is at 66.7%. So these 6 stores are knocking the cover off the ball, and they're above the target of 65%. And why that number is so important is because you're doing the right things for your customer. Now, in Illinois, now in Minnesota, you have your Brad Robbins or whoever else you have up there would get an escalation call. I get calls from the Office of the President. And in the course of the last few months, I've had several. And they're about customers who say, nobody offered me insurance. And here I have a Next phone, and I have no coverage, and my phone is broken. Now I have to live with this phone like this for, the next 18 or 20 months, depending on how long they have left to pay. And one of the things that surprised me the most is the person on the other end from the Office of the President said to me, Michelle, don't tell me that store sells insurance. And she said the percentage for the last 3 months for this location, and it was in Illinois, was 23%. So you're telling me basically 7.5 customers are never offered coverage of any sort. And if you think about your numbers, because our numbers range from 82.6% all the way down to 20.7%. So if you think about that huge gap, you have customers that aren't being taken care of. They're not being offered the product or the services that can really help them. Midwest has an advantage over most agents because you guys have Don Fenton that is working for you. Don Fenton used to work for Assurion, and then now he's working for Midwest. So that's a huge asset that you have working for you. And this man can tell you how to pitch it. He can help you position it if you're struggling or having problems. And the idea here is to get everyone participating and doing the right thing for the customer and offering insurance to their customers. And that does not mean you say, do you want insurance with that? Like you're asking somebody if they want fries. It's talking about the product and telling the customer the value of their phone and how much it costs, how slippery the phone is, and that you can drop it. And let's have complete coverage on your phone, meaning both insurance and a case for your handset, a screen protector. Let's get the whole, ball of wax for that customer because it makes a difference. And to overcome one of the objections I've been hearing at one of the stores is they say, oh, customers only want Apple Care. Apple Care does not cover loss. So you lose that phone, you're kind of up the creek. If you destroy that phone, Apple Care is not going to cover it. Where MI, mobile insurance, covers your handset. And this is a great opportunity for us, especially with all these iPhone customers coming in, that we have the ability to get them covered. So let's make sure that we're doing the right thing for the customer. We're positioning the product not once but twice, but at least 3 times within the sale so that we can increase our attach rates. And if you're not sure what to do, call one of these top 6 stores. Call Fergus Falls, Danville, Shorewood, East Peoria, Alexandra, or Centralia, and ask them how they're getting it done. And they certainly will be there to help you and give you any ideas or thoughts that they can have. Okay? So we're going to dive into the deck. And the first slide we have is AT&T Mobile Insurance. It's your basic. That is your fallback item. You first start offering MDPP, which is your multiple device protection, and then your fallback would be the MPP, where you get the support with it, with the insurance, and then Mr. Customer, you have to leave with at least this for $6.99. And it covers loss, theft, accidental damage, liquid, out of warranty malfunctions. Your deductibles are tiered. Now, we weren't on mute. I would ask somebody what that means. It means the longer that you have your insurance, your deductible goes down. So tier 1, your deductible, because they have, declining deductibles. They also have deductibles are based on the type of equipment that you have. Replacement time is the next business day, overnight shipping, if you get that call into them. I believe it's by like 5 o'clock. Claims. You can have 2 claims within a 12-month period. You can cancel at any time without any penalty. You can enroll 30 days from the date of purchase. And then the number there is on the slide. So the next slide talks about the declining deductibles and how the longer that you have your phone, if you're claim-free for 6 months, your $50 deductible goes down to $37. If you're claim-free for 12 months, it goes down to $25. So think about those high-end phones where your deductible starts at $199. You can get your deductible all the way down to $99. And if you look at the non-connected devices, those would be your Wi-Fi iPads. That would be your laptops that you've insured through MDPP. Your deductibles for repair and replacement do the same thing where it declines. On the next slide, it talks about enhanced support usage. One of the things about enhanced support is have the customer set a reminder in their phone to have them call enhanced support when they get home. Ask the customer when they're in the store, what time do you think you'll be home this evening and you'll have some free time? Oh, probably about 7:30. Perfect. Enhanced support is still open. I'm going to put a reminder in your phone for 7:30. This phone number is going to pop up, and it's going to have you, I want you to call the number, and they're going to help you set up your Bluetooth printer in your home. It'll help you connect your Wi-Fi in your house. It'll help you with any questions that you have while you've been playing with your phone, and this service is available to you, not 24 hours a day, but it's available to you from 9 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night, and it can help you with your device. It can help you, getting your iCloud to have everything sync. It can help you with your desktop, and they can even remotely log in to your handset and help you. It can help you transfer photos, because how many of you have had a poor willingness to recommend from a customer based on losing a contact or losing photos? This is a way with enhanced support. You can have them do it for the customer, do it for themselves, and save your reputation a little bit in that store. It can help them back up their data. It can help them change their icons, their wallpaper, how they want their widgets laid out on their screen, shows them how to use it. Mobile Locate, great app. We had a customer come in and said how they hadn't sunk their phone for a while. They said they were bad. They would never do it again, but they had a lot of very important pictures on their phone that they did not want to lose, and they lost their phone. They were at a party, and they logged into a computer, and they were able to remote into their phone and find out where their handset was. And it wasn't far. They had left it out on, like a picnic table out at the party, and nobody had seen it. So you can find out where your phone is at. Third-party app support. So if you have a problem with your Angry Birds game, Ashurian talked about that at the summit. Somebody didn't know how to crack a level, and they didn't know how to get to the next step. They help them with get to that next level and beat those pigs and birds. They can help them sync their email. They can show them how to use a Wi-Fi hotspot. Their phone is a Wi-Fi hotspot. Again, set up their Bluetooth, their printer, TV gaming console, and set up their social network. So the next slide talks about introducing MDPP. So here we have multiple device protection plan. It is a great service. It covers both your phones, your laptop at home, and your tablet. So here's an overview on the next slide, on slide 6, what it covers. So it's it supports up to the devices for 3 devices for $29.99 a month. AT&T postpaid smartphone, tablet are all eligible. If your customer comes in and already has mobile insurance or MPP on their account at any time, you can move them to the MDPP. If you have a problem adding it, just call your Ray or shoot them over an email, and they will get the product added for your customer. So a simple question by asking your customer, what other devices do you have at home? Do you have iPads? Do you have tablets? Do you have laptops? And this is a great way to position it. So laptops and tablets are not connected to AT&T network, can still be added. There's just the third added at any time, okay? It includes insurance. It includes declining deductibles. You can have 6 total claims in 12 months. And the laptops have a $1,500 per claim max. But think about those customers who maybe have an old laptop in their house and they use it, but it's struggling, it's having some problems. They can have that thing serviced through Asurion, which is a great opportunity. So we're going to turn to the next slide and take a look at the family. We got Mom, Dad, Jimmy, and Susie. They all have cell phones, they all have tablets, and they all have laptops. What Asurion did when they were at the meeting, they talked about the combinations that you could use. If Jimmy seems to break his phone a lot, and we make a claim on Jimmy, that still leaves you 2 other devices open that you could make a claim on. So then if Jimmy turns around and he breaks his iPad, we can have a second claim under Jimmy to fix his iPad that he broke. And Dad goes and drops his laptop and breaks it, Dad would be covered. Now Mom and Susie they still have coverage. However, we can move the coverage, we can move those other claims and uncertify certain devices and move it around if need be. But think about how many devices you have in your house. I know Jason McCauley, who was one of the rays here in Chicago, him and his wife and his little girl, and I think they have 4 tablets in their house. They have 3 laptops, and Jason has 3 cell phones. His wife has 1. So you figure they got 4 phones for all the, for those 3 people in that family. So think about your customer standing in front of you and the possibility of how many devices they need to have protected. Okay? On the next slide is a quick reference for MDPP. Your anchor device, which is your connected device. And then device 2 can either be a tablet, another phone, or a laptop. And device 3 can either be a laptop, a phone, or a tablet. Any connected, non-connected device or laptop defined at any time. And again, it's just another picture of the family to meet the family and again, think about how you can connect those devices. All right, on slide 10, you can have movement between MDPP, MPP, and mobile insurance. You have to, if you have exceeded your 2-claim limit on mobile protection pack or mobile insurance, you can move to AT&T multi-device pack where 6 claims can be shared across all 3 devices. So from MDP to mobile insurance, to move from multi-device protection to the other products, you must not have had more than 1 claim in the 12 months prior to downgrading to that other package, okay? And now we're going to switch to the next slide. So positioning framework, qualifying your customer for the right offer. So at the point of service, if the customer is purchasing or adding 1 or more devices, this gives you an opportunity to ask to qualify them for MDPP. And again, you talk about what other connected devices do you have at home from an electronic standpoint. Do you have a laptop? Do you have tablets? And you'll be surprised at how many that people have. And they may say to you, well, it's not connected to anything, it's just a Wi-Fi. That's okay, we can insure it for you. And that's a great opportunity. People don't realize that we do this, and this makes it a huge selling factor. So other devices at home, cell phone, laptops, tablets, plan to purchase another device. I know our Ray here in Chicago, Angie Lacrone, has a teenage son, and last year he hurt his laptop, and it was new. He had just got it for his birthday, and shattered the screen. MDPP was the perfect product for her because it was able to fix Jake's laptop and get him back in business and not have the birthday present be completely ruined. It truly makes a difference. So you talk about, first you qualify the customer, then you tell them what your best offer is, and you talk about MDPP. Now, if they don't have other connected devices or they say, well, that's too expensive, then you start talking about MPP or just the mobile insurance. But remember, don't just let them say that it's too expensive and make that excuse, be your answer. What's more expensive, Mr. Customer, when you're having to pay your next phone for the next 20 months and you have no phone or your phone is broken and you have to go and buy it outright? Remember to talk to those outright prices and how much it's going to cost the customer to replace, okay? So on slide 12, so the definition of percent protected is calculated by taking the number of protection ads and dividing that number by protection-eligible opportunities. I know that's a whole mouthful. Protection-eligible opportunities are any post-paid opportunity, excluding hotspots, unless the line already has a mobile insurance on that line. So what it's saying is if somebody comes in and they already have insurance on that account, and you upgrade and you sell to an MDPP, that op doesn't count towards your percent protected, but the new insurance that you just put on it, that MDPP, does. So that helps your percentage of attach rate when you're selling. And think about the opportunities you have for customers that don't have any protection on their device when they come in the store. On slide 13, I'm not going to go through it because I know everybody is not necessarily in front of their computer. It breaks down the scenarios of how the percent protected is calculated. The same thing on slide 14 breaks down how it's calculated. And then on the last slide, it tells you who your contacts are for Illinois, Wisconsin, and who your contacts are for Northern Plains for Assurion. So in case for some reason somebody did not have that. So those are the slides that they went over at the summit meetings with your managers. And if I can encourage you to do one thing today, make sure we have everyone participating. Managers, at the end of the sale, ask your sellers what they sold in that last transaction. If we didn't sell mobile insurance and the customer didn't have it on their account, let's dive into whys and let's overcome those objections. So Brent, I will turn it back over to you. Thank you very much for your time, and I have no doubt that we are all going to go orange and rock the top of those triangles. Thanks, Brent. Brent?
Hi, Michelle. I think I was just talking to myself for a while.
Okay.
I was actually talking to Sam Hall here. So thank you very much again for everything that you do, for your support, not only in Summit, but on Percent Protected and just all other aspects of our business. You're a tremendous help to everyone on our team. We do have a question out there. Do we know if we can add e-readers such as Kindles to MDPP? And I believe I know that answer, but do you have the official wording on that?
I believe we cannot add it. What did you hear from Don, that he said you could?
Well, no. I'm thinking the same thing, and it basically depends on the price of some of these devices. If the price is lower than the deductible, then it can't be covered legally.
Yeah.
And there'd be no reason to do it anyways. Right?
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. So tablets and laptops and devices are what's covered.
That is correct.
Very good. Okay, so again, thank you very much for that. There's also a couple other things we have out there. We have receipt reminders. So on anyone's receipt, customers, as they're getting the phone, there's that line where they would sign that say, hey, I took protection, or I didn't take protection. We have the cards, the acceptance cards, which we like to call them, that are and most of your safes wrapped around all of the phones and devices. That's another reminder. We have our our CEC, the Customer Experience Checklist. We have reminders on there. So it's not a question of like getting the reminders, right? The reminders for us are out there to make sure that we're talking about it. Now, some of these may come later in the sale. Well, they all come later in the sale than what we really need to start talking about. We need to do it early on in the sale, right? We need to make sure that as just we're talking in our build value, you're planting some seeds out there about making sure that our customers are protected. And there's many different ways that I want to ensure that you're protected. There's the insurance piece / MPP, MDPP. There's also protection on screen protection. And we talked and had expert vendors last week showing us everything that they have to offer, and the glass, right? The glass protectors are by far the best. They're the easiest to put on. I can actually do it. I got to say, I've done 2 of these now, and I couldn't put an old screen protector on to save my life. So there's protection for that. We have case options that protects the rest of the perimeter of the device. You've got charging solutions that protects your customers from not being able to use their device because they don't have a battery. So protection really is there's a lot of different angles when it comes to that, and we want to make sure we have a complete solution, a complete protected solution. And as Michelle says, participation from everyone. Our message is 100% participation. That's every one of our stores. That's everyone that's on our floors. We're giving that same message. We need to make sure our customers are protected. Obviously, when they're doing next, it's that much bigger of a deal. So make sure we're talking about it early and often in different ways. So thank you again, Michelle. I've got one other point here on our triangles. There should be some, I don't know exactly how soon, but we have some orange dry erase markers that we're getting ordered, and we will get sent out to the stores for your triangles. So as you're going orange, use that orange dry erase marker. So with that, I'm going to let everyone go. Start your guys' week out. Start it strong, right? We're still first half of the month, so on your percent protected or really any other metric, if you're a little bit low, now's the time to make sure we're putting that focus on there so we can get caught up, and we end October on top, right? On top of whether it's internal rankings or other agent rankings. Midwest Cellular is #1, and it's because of everyone that's on this call. So thank you, everyone. We'll talk to you all soon.